What is the difference between static IP address and dynamic IP address? What are the four main principles that form the foundation of access control? Welcome to Certification Terminal, your ultimate destination for all certifications. We are thrilled to have you here. Today, we're diving into another video of ISC2's cutting-edge cybersecurity certification practice exam series. At Certification Terminal, we're committed to being your ultimate certification Q&A hub. We're here to support you on every step of your certification journey. If you find value in our content, don't forget to show your support. Hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with anyone who could benefit from it. Now, let's get started on your path to becoming a certified cybersecurity pro. Question number 1. What do you call a security event that jeopardizes the availability, confidentiality, or integrity of a data asset? Option A, incident. Option B, trademark. Option C, breach. Option D, due care. The correct answer is Option A, incident. An incident refers to any security event that compromises or has the potential to compromise the security, availability, confidentiality, or integrity of an information asset or system. Trademark, Option B, refers to a legally protected symbol, logo, or name associated with a product or company. A breach, Option C, specifically refers to an event that leads to unauthorized access, disclosure, or loss of sensitive or confidential information. Due care, Option D, refers to the responsibility of individuals or organizations to act prudently and reasonably in a given situation to prevent incidents or breaches, but it does not specifically describe a security event that jeopardizes data assets. Question number 2. Which policy is required when a company collects PII? Option A, remote access policy. Option B, privacy policy. Option C, acceptable use policy. Option D, GDPR. The correct answer is Option B, privacy policy. A privacy policy is essential when an organization collects PII as it outlines how the company handles, processes, and protects the personal information of individuals. It details what types of personal information are collected, how it's used, stored, shared, and secured. It also informs individuals about their rights regarding their data. A remote access policy, Option A, defines guidelines and procedures for accessing a company's network remotely. An acceptable use policy, Option C, specifies acceptable behavior regarding the use of company resources. While these policies are important for security and usage guidelines, they don't specifically address the handling of PII collected by the company. GDPR, Option D, is a legal framework governing data protection and privacy for individuals in the European Union. While compliance with GDPR is crucial when handling PII, GDPR itself is a regulation set by the EU and not a policy established by the company. Question number 3. Which among the following strategies does not qualify as a risk treatment approach? Option A, risk assessment. Option B, risk acceptance. Option C, risk transference. Option D, risk avoidance. The correct answer is Option A, risk assessment. Risk assessment is not a risk treatment approach but a fundamental step in the risk management process. It involves identifying, analyzing, and evaluating risks to understand their nature and potential impact. Risk assessment provides the foundation by identifying risks, while risk treatment involves taking action to manage, mitigate, or address those identified risks. On the other hand, the other options, risk acceptance, risk transference, and risk avoidance, are actual risk treatment strategies used to manage identified risks after assessment. Question number 4. What signifies availability in the context of information security? Option A, the availability of data for authorized users. Option B, the protection of sensitive information from unauthorized disclosure. Option C, the accuracy and consistency of data over time. Option D, the ability of a system to prevent unauthorized access to data. The correct answer is Option A, the availability of data for authorized users. Availability in information security refers to ensuring that authorized users have timely and reliable access to data and resources when needed without interruption. It focuses on maintaining system functionality, preventing downtime, and ensuring that authorized users can access data and resources promptly. The other options describe different aspects of information security but do not directly represent the concept of availability. Option B refers to confidentiality, Option C refers to data integrity, and Option D refers to access control mechanisms. Question number 5. Which of the following represents an instance of personally identifiable information? Option A, a public Wi-Fi network name. Option B, a person's favorite color. Option C, a company's annual revenue. Option D, a national ID number. The correct answer is Option D, a national ID number. Personally identifiable information, PII, refers to information that can be used to identify or distinguish an individual's identity. A national ID number, such as a social security number, driver's license number, or any government-issued identification number, directly relates to an individual's identity and is considered PII. The other options, Wi-Fi network name, favorite color, and company's annual revenue, do not inherently identify an individual and do not fall under the category of PII. Question number 6. What is the primary usage of an incident response plan? Option A, to provide instructions for detecting, responding to, and limiting the consequences of a malicious cyber attack. Option B, to document system vulnerabilities. Option C, to develop security policies. Option D, to prevent security incidents. The correct answer is Option A, to provide instructions for detecting, responding to, and limiting the consequences of a malicious cyber attack. An incident response plan, IRP, is a structured set of procedures and guidelines designed to outline the steps an organization should take in response to cybersecurity incidents. It includes instructions on how to detect, assess, contain, mitigate, and recover from security breaches or cyber attacks. The primary goal of an IRP is to minimize the impact of incidents, whether they're caused by cyber attacks, system failures, or other security breaches, by providing a systematic and organized approach to response and recovery. While documenting system vulnerabilities, Option B, is part of risk management, and IRP's primary focus is on response actions when incidents occur, not solely on identifying vulnerabilities. Developing security policies, Option C, is a broader aspect of cybersecurity governance and doesn't specifically address the immediate response actions required during an incident. While an effective IRP may indirectly contribute to preventing future security incidents, Option D, through lessons learned and improvements, its primary purpose is to guide actions in responding to and mitigating ongoing incidents. Please hit the like button. Question number 7. Which ISC2 Code of Ethics can and highlights the responsibility of a security analyst to prevent harm and safeguard the welfare of the public? Option A, act honorably, honestly, justly, responsibly, and legally. Option B, protect society, the common good, necessary public trust and confidence, and the infrastructure. Option C, advance and protect the profession. Option D, provide diligent and competent service to principals. The correct answer is Option B, protect society, the common good, necessary public trust and confidence, and the infrastructure. This canon directly emphasizes the obligation of cybersecurity professionals to safeguard not only the infrastructure but also the welfare of society and the public's trust. It signifies the ethical responsibility to prioritize societal well-being and the public's trust in the profession. Option A is incorrect. This canon emphasizes the ethical conduct and behavior of security professionals, but doesn't explicitly highlight the responsibility to safeguard the public welfare. Option C is incorrect. This canon focuses on the advancement and protection of the profession itself, rather than emphasizing the direct responsibility toward public welfare. Option D is incorrect. This canon emphasizes providing competent service to principals, but doesn't specifically address the broader responsibility toward societal welfare and public trust. Question number 8. What security issue is linked with the use of contactless smart cards for access control within an organization's facility? Option A, potential for key sharing. Option B, vulnerability to brute force attacks. Option C, susceptibility to copying. Option D, risk of lock picking. The correct answer is Option C, susceptibility to copying. Contactless smart cards use radio frequency identification, RFID, or near-field communication, NFC, technology to transmit data wirelessly. While convenient, this technology is susceptible to copying or cloning. Attackers could potentially intercept and replicate the card's information, creating unauthorized duplicates without physical contact, compromising access control systems. Option A, potential for key sharing, is incorrect. Key sharing typically refers to unauthorized sharing of access credentials or keys among individuals. While a concern, it's not directly related to the technology used in contactless smart cards. Option B, vulnerability to brute force attacks, is incorrect. Brute force attacks involve trying numerous combinations to guess passwords or keys. Contactless smart cards generally don't fall prey to this type of attack, due to their encryption methods. Option D, risk of lockpicking, is incorrect. Lockpicking relates to physical manipulation of locks, which isn't applicable to contactless smart cards, as they don't involve traditional mechanical locks. Question number 9. What role does the containment, eradication, and recovery phase play in incident response? Option A, to prepare for future incidents. Option B, to detect and analyze incidents. Option C, to contain and eradicate incidents. Option D, to document lessons learned and improve future incident response effectiveness. The correct answer is Option C, to contain and eradicate incidents. Containment, this phase focuses on preventing the spread or escalation of the incident. It involves isolating affected systems or areas to prevent further damage or impact. Eradication, once contained, this phase involves removing the cause of the incident, eliminating the threat actor's presence, and restoring affected systems to a secure state. Recovery, this phase involves restoring systems or services to normal operations, ensuring data integrity, and returning to a fully functional state after the incident. Option A, to prepare for future incidents, is incorrect. While incident response activities and outcomes can inform future incident preparation, the primary focus of containment, eradication, and recovery is immediate response to the ongoing incident, not future incidents directly. Option B, to detect and analyze incidents, is incorrect. This phase is more focused on responding to an incident that has already been detected and analyzed. It's not primarily about initial detection and analysis, which occur earlier in the incident response lifecycle. Option D, to document lessons learned and improve future incident response effectiveness, is incorrect. While documentation and learning from incidents are important, this specific phase is more focused on immediate actions to contain, eradicate, and recover from the ongoing incident rather than documentation and post-incident analysis. Question number 10. What phrase is used to describe a security event that could be exploited or triggered by a threat source? Option A, intrusion alert. Option B, risk event. Option C, vulnerability. Option D, threat point. The correct answer is Option C, vulnerability. Vulnerability refers to weaknesses or flaws within a system, application, or process that could potentially be exploited by a threat actor. It represents a security exposure that, if exploited, could lead to a security breach or compromise. Option A, intrusion alert, is incorrect. An intrusion alert refers to a notification or alarm triggered when an unauthorized access attempt or security breach is detected within a system. It's not specifically related to the concept of a security event that could be exploited by a threat source. Option B, risk event, is incorrect. A risk event refers to an incident or occurrence that could have an impact on an organization's objectives. While related to security, it doesn't specifically imply a potential exploitation by a threat source. Option D, threat point, is incorrect. The term threat point is not a common phrase in security contexts. While threats can target vulnerabilities, the term threat point is not commonly used to describe a security event that could be exploited by a threat source. Please subscribe to our channel. Question number 11. How do risk assessment and risk management differ? Option A. Risk assessment is the process of identifying, assessing, and prioritizing risks, while risk management is the process of managing and controlling risks. Option B. Risk assessment is not important in the risk management process. Option C. Risk assessment and risk management are the same thing. Option D. Risk assessment is the process of managing and controlling risks, while risk management is the process of identifying, assessing, and prioritizing risks. The correct answer is Option A. Risk assessment is the process of identifying, assessing, and prioritizing risks, while risk management is the process of managing and controlling risks. Risk assessment is the process of identifying, assessing, and prioritizing risks, while risk management is the process of managing and controlling those risks. Risk assessment comes first in the risk management process and helps to inform the risk management decisions. Risk assessment is the initial phase in understanding potential risks within a system, process, or environment. It involves a structured approach to identifying, analyzing, and evaluating risks that could affect an organization's objectives. After identifying and assessing risks, the next step is to actively manage and control these risks to minimize their impact and likelihood of occurrence. Risk management involves implementing strategies and actions to address and mitigate identified risks. Question number 12. What is the difference between static IP address and dynamic IP address? Option A. A static IP address is manually configured and remains fixed, while a dynamic IP address is assigned by a DHCP server and can change over time. Option B. A static IP address is assigned by a DNS server and can be resolved by a domain name, while a dynamic IP address is assigned by a NAT device and can be translated to a public IP address. Option C. A static IP address is assigned by a NAT device and can be translated to a public IP address, while a dynamic IP address is assigned by a DNS server and can be resolved by a domain name. Option D. A static IP address is assigned by a DHCP server and can change over time, while a dynamic IP address is manually configured and remains fixed. The correct answer is Option A. A static IP address is manually configured and remains fixed, while a dynamic IP address is assigned by a DHCP server and can change over time. IP addresses are unique numerical identifiers assigned to devices in a network, enabling communication and data exchange. The difference between static and dynamic IP addresses lies in their assignment and stability. A static IP address is manually set and remains fixed. Administrators or users assign this address to a device, typically by entering the specific IP address into the network settings of that device. Once assigned, a static IP address does not change unless manually reconfigured. This consistency can be advantageous for certain network applications, such as hosting servers or devices that require a constant, unchanging address for accessibility. Often used for devices that require permanent addresses, like servers, printers, or routers, enabling consistent accessibility. A dynamic IP address is allocated by a DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, server. When a device connects to a network, the DHCP server automatically assigns an available IP address from a pool of addresses it manages. Dynamic IP addresses are subject to change. They are typically leased to devices for a specific duration, lease time, after which they may be returned to the pool for reassignment. When a device reconnects to the network, it might receive a different IP address than the one it had previously. Suited for devices that don't need a fixed address and benefit from automatic assignment, such as laptops, smartphones, or devices in a constantly changing network environment. Question number 13. What are the four main principles that form the foundation of access control? Option A. Authentication, authorization, confidentiality, and availability. Option B. Authorization, identification, availability, and confidentiality. Option C. Confidentiality, integrity, availability, and accountability. Option D. Authentication, authorization, identification, and accountability. The correct answer is Option D. Authentication, authorization, identification, and accountability. Authentication ensures the validity of users' identities. Authorization determines what resources or actions users are permitted to access or perform. Identification is the process of recognizing a user or system's identity. Accountability involves tracking and auditing user actions to ensure responsibility and traceability. Option A is incorrect. Confidentiality and availability are part of security principles, but they are not the main principles forming the foundation of access control. Option B is incorrect. Authorization and confidentiality are relevant, but not the comprehensive set of principles that constitute the foundation of access control. Option C is incorrect. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability are essential security concepts, but they don't fully cover the core principles specifically related to access control. Question number 14. Why does not it generally advise to create 10 distinct classifications for data sensitivity within an organization? Option A, it allows for more precise boundaries between the use of different sensitivity labels. Option B, it could lead to confusion among individuals. Option C, it allows for greater ease of data access. Option D, it allows for greater flexibility in data handling practices. The correct answer is Option B, it could lead to confusion among individuals. Creating 10 distinct classifications for data sensitivity within an organization can indeed lead to confusion among individuals. Having too many categories may make it challenging for employees to accurately assign the correct sensitivity labels to data. This complexity can result in errors, misinterpretations, and inconsistent handling of sensitive information. Option A, it allows for more precise boundaries between the use of different sensitivity labels, is incorrect. While having more classifications might seem like it could offer precision, too many categories can actually complicate the process, leading to less clarity and more confusion. Option C, it allows for greater ease of data access, is incorrect. Having numerous sensitivity classifications might not necessarily ease data access. It might complicate access by introducing multiple layers of classification that need to be navigated, potentially slowing down the retrieval of information. Option D, it allows for greater flexibility in data handling practices, is incorrect. While having multiple classifications might seem flexible, it can actually limit flexibility due to rigid adherence to predefined categories, making it harder to adapt to unique situations. Question number 15. In the CIA triad, if data is kept safe from people or processes that are unauthorized, what aspect of information security is being safeguarded? Option A, availability. Option B, integrity. Option C, authentication. Option D, confidentiality. The correct answer is Option D, confidentiality. In the CIA triad, if data is protected from unauthorized access, the aspect of information security being safeguarded is confidentiality. Option A is incorrect. Availability refers to ensuring data is accessible to authorized users when needed. This option is incorrect because safeguarding confidentiality doesn't directly address ensuring data availability. Option B is incorrect. Integrity involves maintaining the accuracy and trustworthiness of data. While important, integrity isn't the primary concern when protecting data from unauthorized access. Option C is incorrect. Authentication involves verifying the identities of users or systems accessing the data, which is crucial but doesn't directly relate to protecting data from unauthorized access in this context. Thank you for joining us today at Certification Terminal. We hope you found this video helpful on your journey towards becoming a certified cybersecurity expert. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, please let us know in the comments below. Your feedback is invaluable to us. Remember to hit that like button if you found this video informative, and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content on certification exam preparations. Share this video with your colleagues and friends who might benefit from it. Together, we can build a strong community of certified professionals. Stay tuned for more updates, and until next time, keep learning and excelling in your certification endeavors. See you in the next video.